Hey, it's Andrzej on Software. Today I would like to talk about a topic which I'm frequently asked about. Many software developers consider starting a software company at some point, and if they know me or they know RKNC, they often ask how we are finding customers, because this is scary when you're about to start a company to find someone who will pay for all of that. And let me start by saying that this kind of companies, they might be called software houses, software agencies, which do software consulting or software services. There are different names for similar kind of things. They can be run under many different kinds of business models. There is no one way which is best or one way which is like for everyone. I think you need to think what you are optimizing for, what you want to actually do as the company. And in our case, the company was always meant to be very developer focused, without the management structure and just only developers basically. And the idea is also and was also always to be focused on code quality and being proud of what we produce as the code, and being able to share the knowledge that we have, being able to learn as much as we can. And optimizing for that was basically enough to decide on the business strategy. And it wasn't like an explicit way of thinking like how was the business model, but it was kind of obvious at some point what kind of customers we want to attract and what do we need to do. If you want to care about software quality, then you need to be able to work with clients who also understand that, or at least they can understand the reasoning behind it. Which means that it's actually very hard to work with startups, for example, in the first phase, like when they just gathered some first initial seed money to produce the prototype. And they are right in saying that the code quality at this stage is not the most important thing. So if you are a code quality oriented company, working with such startups may not be the best fit for you, for both of you, because you may be like overthinking certain solutions where all they need is a prototype to be able to click before other investors after 3 months. So what else is possible? Companies which already found their business model, so the actually no longer startups probably, but they can still have the startup culture, but it means that they are at the later phases of the investment, or they already have an established business model for a long time. Those kind of customers, they care about stability, they care about lack of regressions, so they care about testing and so on. And it's much easier to work with these clients given like our set of techniques. For example, we focus on things like test-driven development, or we focus about being able to safely deliver the software several times a day, so continuous deployment, continuous delivery, focus on feature toggles maybe, focus on being able to refactor, to understand the importance of good naming into the code, being able to change the architecture if it's needed, maybe extract a bounded context, maybe introduce some new domain events, learn the importance of the business, learn the domain. This can happen, and this makes sense, I think, mostly when you are in a long-term cooperation with the client. And by long-term, I mean like more than 6 months or even more than 1 year. Yesterday, I met with a client who, I'm really bad at calendars actually, but I think it was 7 years that we are now cooperating. And during the 7 years, you can really understand the business of your client. So over the 7 years, we've built several different systems. We help them maintaining many projects, but we understand their business overall. And this is a really good situation to be in because they respect that. They respect the fact that they not only get code from us, but they also get business ideas from us, and marketing ideas and sales ideas. And it's not a software developer job, but it's nice. Those are those nice touches which they like, and they can share their business ideas with us and hear our voice, what is needed and what's not needed here. So, when people ask me how we are finding the clients right now, for me, it's sometimes hard to answer because we do attract many leads because of our marketing strategy, like running a popular blog. We are attracting CTOs, we are attracting senior developers who recommend us to their client or to their bosses. So this is a good source strategy. But given that we work with clients for a long time, with most of our clients, we don't have this need to be looking for the clients every 3 months or even every month. And I know other companies which are focusing more on like maybe early stage startups, they need to have this sales machine. They need to be able to convert the leads the best they can. And given that as Arkansas, we don't have this scaling goal to be able to, I don't know, have 100 developers and be able to handle all the customers. This is not our goal. We are keeping the number of developers somewhere between 10 and 20. This is the number which seems good for us, good enough, and there's no goal of scaling. This means that we don't need to be able to like attract so many customers and then in being involved in a very difficult process of converting the lead into a customer, which means there is more time for us to focus on the code quality. And that's how it's like how the whole loop ends here. So at the beginning, I agree, it's not super easy when you have no brand, no blog. Blog is super important. Then it's super difficult to find customers at the beginning. But after some times when you have more consciously like choose what you're optimizing for, then this is much easier then. And if you want to focus on code quality, then attracting bigger customers, maybe customers with existing code bases. So yes, dealing with legacy code bases is what we often do. This makes it much easier to work for, because then you're also not seen as the cost, but you're seen most as the investment. Hopefully, the feature you're implementing is more likely to bring more money than your cost was. So that's the overall goal here. We want to create like a situation where we are seen more as an investment here. Thanks for listening.